There we go. Okay, so let's do the demos. Let's just set this and get this out of your way. And I'm going to sit down here. So, impress us.
So everyone loves the little sound bites that they play in kind of meaty YouTube videos. I'm sure everyone has seen them. They play the crickets, or they play the MLG air horn, or they play the, let's see, what are some of your guys' favorite meme sound bites?
As we said, the demo gods.
That's so weird it was working for yours.
My favorite one is the
To be continued.
That would be very
With the little,
right now.
yeah, that would be a good one. The little magic plays.
Okay.
No, never mind. See, this is where we need the cricket soundbite that I have on our app. Does it play sound?
It's like a SpongeBob, like, 4 years.
I have that one on here. A few moments later. Play sound, or is it wireless? Only on
You open the storage dialog.
Well, you guys will all be able to show us up. No.
It says frequency out of range.
What does that mean?
I have no idea. Yeah, what's your screen resolution?
Oh, frequency is out of range.
I have no idea. I'm running a monthly desktop.
Do you know the refresh rate on your?
Let's see, it's 1920 by 10.
That should work. That's right.
Refresh rate.
60 hertz. Yeah, I'm gonna get fired, guys.
Try that.
Well, I'm not getting any venture capital funding.
Well, I guess we can show it on the laptop.
Yeah.
Hold up the laptop and show us.
All right. So the original idea was you have the little nine dot pattern, and everyone's used that. Anyone who has a cell phone has used that, so it's very familiar, right? So you can swipe patterns or just touch a dot even, and play sounds, right? Everyone, like I said, everyone's seen YouTube videos with silly sounds. Everyone, at some point, has probably wanted either the cricket sound or the MLG air horn in a conversation with your friends when you're being silly, or maybe you're playing card games, you're playing a board game. Everyone, playing Monopoly, you land on Boardwalk. Wah, 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 wah. Everyone could have used that at some point. So that's kind of the idea here, right? You can swipe. If the pattern doesn't exist, it'll just go red, and you can swipe a different one, right? If it's there, then it'll play the sound. You can go. We've got 3 tabs. You got the home where you actually play sounds. You can view mappings, which is here, right? You can click on one, and it'll display the mapping. And you can add or remove mappings here. It's the same pattern. You choose a pattern. You can add either your own sound file that's on your phone. It'll let you go into your file system and find it. Or you can add one of the defaults that it comes with. We've got a bunch of different silly meme sound bites here that you can choose from. And that one always cracks me up. I don't even know why, but it does. Right? And if you're playing something in the background, you can actually play a soundbite. It will pause what you're playing, play the soundbite, and then resume whatever music or whatever it was that was playing in the background. Yeah, I know, right? So,
Okay.
it's an idea that I thought was really fun, and we've been able to execute it pretty well, I feel like.
All right.
So, wait, can everyone hear me? You're good? Okay, cool. All right, so LHF Mud is what's called a multi-user dungeon. So that's kind of, you can think of them as kind of the precursor to MMOs almost. They're a lot like Zork if you've played that or other types of adventure games. But the idea is that anyone can connect to this server and play this game that we've come up with. So the interface for the game is very different from most games you'll see nowadays. It's not a graphical user interface.
That's the
It describes what's going on. Try changing your laptop's resolution to 800 by 600. I just Googled it real fast, that might help.
But that shouldn't, I mean, mine said 1920.
Oh, I don't know.
Y'all saw my laptop was working. I was gonna say, let's do these.
Okay,
That's
I watched Eric.
I'm gonna restart that since.
And you walked away.
There we go.
That has some very interesting colors going
All right.
on. Come on.
Okay, our
I
best
wonder if
friend
the color is the color.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, imagine, if you will, a demo where.
Oh, that's great.
That's
Actually, I'm literally gonna turn it off and back on again.
Okay. So, so before we start this demo that's going to happen at some point, any questions on what a multi-user dungeon is? If not, I'll just go ahead and describe it more. It is basically, it's the way that you interact with it is, traditionally they use like a command line interface, so you just say, hey, log into this URL, and then you give a username and password either to create a character or log in, and then after that, you're told, hey, you see a room, this is what's in the room. Like there's a bookshelf on the left wall, there's a treasure chest in the middle of the room, and you have to react to that. You have several commands you can use to react to that, or to do things with that room, right? You can look around. If you see a monster, you can attack that monster. If you have something on hand to attack it with, or otherwise just punch it in the face, right? And so we built this multi-user dungeon to be able to do that and let people interact with inside of it as well. So if we can ever get this working, we'd love to show you how it works. But
Yeah.
Trying to set the display down.
okay,
That's just bizarre.
artifacting.
At least we're showing something. I'm gonna
I mean,
click
it has to be
here.
readable, which I don't think is.
Can we have more awkward sounds, please?
I'd like to purchase one swipe sound. Okay, I guess I can go into mechanics a little bit if while we're waiting.
Are you running Linux?
Yes.
I wonder if it's yeah, because he's running Linux as well.
All right. Yep. Sacrifice a Windows laptop for the demo does.
Sacrificing.
Well, that's good to know going forward. Any of the rest of you using Linux for your demo?
Okay.
Usually you don't have.
That's the problem.
So the world that we've created for this game is called E-Life. It's the mechanics behind the game are loosely based on the 5th edition rules of Dungeons and Dragons, if you're familiar with those. If not, just know that it's a turn-based system and that anyone can enter combat at any time with anyone. So here we have a few people talking in the chat. You can see that in the lower left. At the very bottom of the client, we have a place for people to type in their commands to tell our game what they would like to do. And so currently you can see the room. You can see that you can go east or west, that there is a note dispenser in the room. Leroy has entered the room. This is unfortunate. So you can see, as they're interacting here, you can see that when he originally looked at the room, there was a note dispenser in the room, there's some ominous lore. If you read, it appears he read some of the ominous lore. But people have taken the objects in the room, so you can no longer, you can't see them anymore. Somebody has them, somebody will probably stab someone else at some point. Actually, looks like someone just attacked a goblin. So, as you can see, the interface for this is not extremely complex, but it's meant to be something that anyone can enjoy. It's not very graphically intensive. It's something you can enjoy on any device. As a fierce battle is raging between Pierce, Dr. Ake, Tristan, and Leroy against the goblin. The goblins. Yeah. So, any questions? While these adventurers go about their business, any questions? Go ahead.
If this is turn-based, so like if you type faster, does that mean you do more things or have to wait for the turn to first be
Really good question. So the way that it works is that when you enter combat, you're put in you're basically assigned a number, and the engine will just run down the list of numbers from probably 30 to down to 0, and just check and see whose turn it is based on the number that it's at. So if it's your turn, you get to go, and everyone else has to wait until you've done something in combat. You can always leave combat. You can run away to a different room, but that shows cowardice. We don't do that here. But that's the way the engine works. It'll run down a list of numbers, and if you're assigned to that number, that's how it's your turn to go.
Hey.
All right.
Personal scorecard.
Okay, so the idea for us is pretty simple. We basically wanted to give people a way to keep track of their goals and give themselves a score for their day. And so we spent a lot of time working on like creating auth and accounts. So like we actually integrated a thing with Apple and with Google Firebase. Had people sign in to our app, and that was kind of a lot of the time we some of these just things.
Got an adapter there for.
Yeah, and plugged in, it's just the frequency of range.
I apologize. I know mid-semester they actually changed out the control box. They used to have a number of different controls, and they replaced it with some new equipment. And I've never had this problem in prior semesters. It sounds like it's not compatible with Linux or Mac, which of course has got a microkernel. So I have no idea what the problem is there. I wish I had an answer for you. They have to hold it up.
So
I may have to get a real projector for final demos.
yeah, the basic idea is that people can sign in and save their goals, and so this is signed with Apple. So Adam's been all trying this, and that's really nice. Yeah, so you can just add goals and mark them complete for a day. So it actually keeps track of each day, and then you can like say this goal, I'm not going to use it from this day forward, which we're still working on implementing on the front end. But we've got, you can mark days, like mark goal complete, and it'll change your score here for that day. You can swipe back to previous days. Right now the animation is not quite working on that, but we can swipe to previous days and see goals, your progress from previous days, and edit that progress as well if you forgot to edit it during the day. Yeah, that's essentially the main functionality that we're doing here. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Flashcard RPG. Yay. Yeah, that's just what it does.
So I'm sure at some point everyone here's played learning games for classes or whatever. it's basically just like a program that says, learn this, and then you learn it, and it's like you scored 10 points, and now we're calling it a game because we got points. And they're not really fun. So we thought it'd be cool to make a learning game that was fun, and the way to do this would be to take a game that's already fun and just tack some learning on at the end, in a way that doesn't disrupt it too much. So, I guess that's really the gist of it. We went with Shattered Pixel Dungeon because it's open source, and that makes it a lot easier to modify and more legal. And, and also it's a good game, so.
Sorry.
That woke everyone up.
Ooh, there you go.
A little late for that.
That does not usually happen. Add the decks. It turns the music off when you select that. That's not it crashing again. So filtering from JSON. Shall go to. I've got a. Sorry. Here we are.
So this is basically a roguelike. What we decided to do with this was add a new item where anytime you use it, it prompts you with a flash card, and you get to answer whether or not you knew the answer to that, much like Anki would do. And then if you say, yes, I knew this, then it will give you that card less frequently. If you say, no, I did not know this, it will give you that card more frequently. And then it will reward you with a motion or a scroll. Chandler made this deck so that we could,
Study for the exam.
yeah, so we'd be motivated to test our product between now and a week from now.
It only lets you use, only lets you turn it into scrolls or potions that you've already identified earlier on in the game.
It's not super well balanced at the moment. We'll be working on that in the next couple of weeks. Trying to find a good balance of what makes good gameplay versus good learning without disrupting the gameplay too much, and also without ruining, without making the game too easy, because roguelikes are supposed to be hard and all.
So now I've got a couple more potions, so I can drink from the potions. I now learn. Let's see, which one was that?
That was
Potions freezing.
Yeah.
So now I can read one of these. And I can now get the potion of frost, which I can go in that direction.
So yeah, right now it lets you choose anything you've got identified. I don't know if any of you have played roguelikes, and I don't know, that may be unclear terminology to you, but it lets you use any potion or scroll you've used before, basically. Again, we may change that. We haven't really decided on whether we're going to keep things exactly like this or not, but so far it works, mostly.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Now, it's very impressive because someone else made most of it, I guess. We do have some custom graphics. We made the little flashcard icon itself. You can tell that, a real artist made that. It actually looks better than most of the other sprites. Yeah, I don't know. Do we have anything else to show off?
And I guess we did make the flashcard pixel dungeon logo here at the top. That was easy. Do that. in JSON format, so you can just print whatever the X is on there. Important.
Time budget.
Okay, I think we're just gonna learn, because it's not gonna matter. But, so as a society, we've learned that when we track something, it improves. And nowadays, we track pretty much everything we value. We track our diet, we track our weight, we track our money. We even track our movement with watches and things like that. So this premise is why we created the time budget. With the time budget, not only can you track your time and the ways that you spend it, but you can receive back analyzed metrics and data and statistics where you can understand where your time is going. And thus, with that understanding, you can improve the quantity and quality of how you spend your time and gain a sense of achievement and accomplishment. And Kurt will show you what our app looks like.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and log in here. The first page that I come to is the report page where we can see a report for how we budgeted our time within a certain time period. And we can see also the activities, the number of activities that we have within that time period, and also the percentage of time that's being used by those activities. If we scroll down, we see these categories along with the number of activities that we have for those, and also their respective percentages of time. We can also see the activities, we can delete them, do all those kinds of things. Then of course we can change the time period that we want. So I just went back a day. So now this is 48 hours of time, and then this is now 24 hours of time. We can go ahead and add things. Right now we just have hard-coded categories. So I'll do something for amusement. I'll say I'm going to watch TV today from, I'll say 7 o'clock tonight until 10. 3 hours of TV.
Sounds like my life.
So I'll go ahead and create that, and it might be a little hard to see on the screen, but it's created right there, and then we also have that edit there in our list here. That's it.
Okay. Big Boi.
Excuse me. Hey. Let's go. Cool. All right. So Big Boi is an app created to help poets and songwriters organize their thoughts and their poetry and their art. So it's very simple. In the beginning, you have a featured poet in the beginning screen. And you can log in using Google. Once you do, you have some folders, and you can create folders, and that's where you store your poetry or your art. So let's make a new folder. And then so you can select which folder you want to put this specific piece of poetry. We're working right now on the image, but that's for later. So let's make a beautiful poem.
Come on, poet, give me something.
Wait a minute. This demo is going swimmingly. And next line. I am doing this begrudgingly. And let's see if this works. There you go. Boom. On our tab right here, we have a very easy to use. Yeah, easy to use tab for having a rhyme dictionary, a thesaurus, a normal dictionary, and a random word generator. Basically, they help poets just grab very quick tools. Every time I'm writing, I usually find myself having to use multiple tabs for all these tools. So it's good to have them just on hand, and you don't disrupt your flow. You just do what you need to do, and grab everything accordingly. So it's really nice. So that's the real appeal, just being able to get everything that you need. But yeah.
This is cool.
That's
Yeah. Scheduler.
behind ours is that we give in a list of classes you want to take. We pull from the BYU API and create a class schedule that fits with those classes. We added functionality to create custom events. Like if you demand a lunch between noon and 1, you can do that. So let's add an event. That's good. We can go down here and pick some classes. For some, I'm gonna include classes, but that's class. Okay.
So if we had some classes, maybe like it's an incoming student and they're taking a couple of classes, and then click submit up here, your schedule will appear. And so it'll take into account your custom events, and then it will search through all the possible schedules of each class that you selected and generate possible different schedules. So for now, it just shows the top 3, but you can see the comparison.
Yeah. I think that's
Infinite Jest.
Sorry, give me a sec. This is on the computer at home.
There it is.
It's remoting into the computer right now.
Cool. Awesome. It works. Hey, we're Infinite Jest. We have the funniest website of all time. So what we did was we created a, we thought of the Reddit jokes subreddit, and we wanted to make a full website just for that. So it's basically like a CRUD website. Great. You can put jokes on there. And we just wanted to make a clean layout that was just for jokes. So what do you call an alligator in a vest? Investigator.
Got it.
Let's go to, let's try another one. Oh, you can't see anything.
No, I can't.
I own the world's worst thesaurus. Not only is it awful, it's awful. So we wanted to. We wanted to be able to credit people and keep that prominent so that people don't just rip off jokes and claim credit. So we have an easy place for source right here, and if you click on it, it goes to the source URL that the person puts in, hopefully, maybe. So yeah, generally, make joke, create jokes, share them with other people. Next steps we're working on is rating system so that we can sort by relevance to get recency on the top of the list with quality as well. Yeah, that's about it. These are joke sites.
Okay, where can I watch?
Same idea, I have to bring Lindsay's laptop.
Alright, so our app / website is Where Can I Watch. The idea was that you want to watch a movie or a show and you can't figure out what streaming service it's on or where you can buy it. So we put together a website where you can do that.
Yeah, so Google has something like this. If you type in an exact movie, you can see what streaming service it's on, but this has the capability to find many things that you can look for. So if I type in up and I have it set to exact, I can see up here and I can go and see that it's on Disney Plus. And this redirects me to where the movie is. They're separated by free, subscription, and purchase. So these ones you have to obviously buy. This one if you have a subscription to it, and then this one would be if it's free. So now if I type in the Terminator, you'll see that it just shows that. But if I do smart search, it shows all the different ones. So if you wanted to watch one of the Harry Potter movies and you didn't know what they were, you could just type in Harry Potter. It would show all of them, and you could see rather than trying to find a specific one.
Or if you can't remember exactly how the punctuation works with Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows or whatever, semicolon, part 2.
So that's pretty much it. The next thing that we would be to make user accounts so that people can say what subscriptions they have, so it doesn't show you things that you don't have a subscription for. But for now, it's just getting everything that has. So
Okay.
that's it.
I assume that's all the projects. I was keeping count. Let's do. Let's take roll real quick. Oh. My glasses, so I can see. Oh. By the way, y'all did great. Demos go bad. That's a simple fact of life. They go bad, and you've seen some of the problems here. I'll ping Gordon Billings and the department to see if he can figure out why the new hardware and software didn't seem to want to accept Mac and Linux stuff. But you may want to plan on having something on Windows for the final.